Is your NCLEX testing day coming up? Well, welcome to the UWorld Nursing Channel. My name is Samantha and I'm a nurse here at UWorld. Today we're going to discuss what you can expect on your actual NCLEX test day. You've spent months preparing for this exam. Now it's time to show off your knowledge. We want to make sure you know what to expect so there are no curveballs to throw you off your groove on your actual test day. We have prepared 4 helpful tips that will make your test day run smoothly. Our first tip is to arrive early. Arrive at least 30 minutes prior to your testing time. Honestly, I'd also recommend that you get there maybe even closer to 45 or an hour just to be safe. Give yourself plenty of time to find your testing center, find parking if you're driving, and navigate your way inside of the building. A helpful hint here is to map out your testing center using Google prior to your exam. So Google has a great functionality that allows you to plug in your anticipated departure time and departure date, and in turn it will tell you what it expects traffic patterns to look like. This way you know exactly how much time to budget to get to your testing center. Also, if you have the time beforehand, consider driving to your testing center at a similar time to your test time. This way you know firsthand exactly what the route looks like and how long it's going to take you to get there. It's so important to arrive early because arriving late may disqualify you from taking your test or require you to reschedule for an entirely different date. Our second tip here is to bring the right identification. Make sure you have the right ID on the day of your NCLEX test because they're definitely going to ask you for it. Test takers that are taking the NCLEX may provide one of the following IDs. It can be a driver's license, a passport, a permanent residence card, a military identification card, or a provincial/territorial identification or state identification card. Again, you only need to bring one of those IDs. However, if you are testing at an international test center, the only ID that will be accepted is a passport, and this does include Puerto Rico for all of our Puerto Rican viewers. Tip number 3, dress for success. This may be the trickiest of our NCLEX taking tips. Testing centers can be notoriously tough on the rules regarding what you wear and what you bring into the test. So this is one that's super important to pay extra attention to. The NCLEX is tough when it comes to what you wear because they're trying to reveal any potential cheating attempts and maintain the integrity of the exam. Our first tip here is to avoid overly large, baggy clothing. So those big baggy sweatshirts are so comfortable, but the TA or the test administrator may ask you to remove big, excessive clothing. This also includes coats and jackets. These need to be kept outside of the testing room. So make sure whatever you're wearing underneath is warm enough to keep you warm throughout the duration of the exam. On the flip side of that, excessively tight clothing may also inhibit you while you're taking the test. First of all, comfort is key. You're going to be sitting there for a couple of hours. You want to be wearing something that's comfortable, that you don't feel is restrictive, that you're able to sit there in a comfortable way. Test administrators or those TAs also reserve the right to ask you to pull up your sleeves just to make sure you have nothing written on your arms. Excessively tight clothing may inhibit your ability to do this. Our last tip, be smart about your smart devices. This does not just mean smartphones and cell phones. It also includes smartwatches like Apple Watches, any kind of fitness band like Fitbits, iPods, cameras, Kindles. Essentially, if you have to charge it, don't bring it into the testing room. This may seem obvious, but the NCLEX has a special system of ensuring that test takers do not access their smartphones, smart devices during the exam. What they'll do is your test center will provide you with a plastic bag in which to seal all of your smart devices. So everything goes in here. It is then sealed up and placed in a locker for the duration of your exam. You will be given a key to this locker to access it at the end of your exam, and the bag remains in that locker for the duration of the test. Helpful hint here, do not open the bag until after the test. I know after you're done testing, you're going to be ready to get out of that testing center, but make sure you keep this bag sealed. That is, until you go up to the front desk attendant or the TA, whoever it may be, and they'll inspect the bag. They'll make sure it hasn't been tampered with, it hasn't been opened, and you or anyone else has not accessed these devices throughout the duration of your exam. After they take a look at this and give you the go-ahead, you are all clear to go ahead and remove your devices and head home. Thank you so much for joining. We hope you use these tips to cruise through your NCLEX taking process. Let us know in the comments when you plan to test, or maybe if you've already tested already. And go ahead and follow us at UWorld Nursing on whatever your preferred social channel is, so you don't miss any of these helpful nursing lifestyle videos going forward. Thank you so much for joining, and I hope to see you soon.